buy stop theme. We're going real chill with the vibes. We don't go super serious like the pod. This is the buy stop. It's 3 a.m. and you're in the middle of Nebraska and you just shit your pants. POV, Nebraska, and it's 3 a.m. You've shit your pants, thrown out your wallet at a random Taco Bell gas station. You've thrown up all over yourself. The bus just smells like puke. Drake views just came out. Yeah! All my money is gone! All my money is gone! And my ID is gone! Yeah! Welcome back, everybody, to the Meet the Bus podcast. I am your host, Jeffrey Reckes, and today we're back to the buy stop. We're doing another buy stop video today. I've been excited about this one. I've been kind of missing doing the buy stop videos. It's been a minute since we've done one. I think we did one in between episode 8 and 9, something like that. So it's kind of perfect timing. I kind of took it as an opportunity after we did episode 20 to be like, well, why don't we do something again? Kind of like this, where it's like, okay, like maybe every 10 episodes we have a buy. That actually kind of makes sense now that this kind of is also for me as well. It's like a content creator of like, what can we keep doing? What are ideas that we can keep having? And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video today, because I've been wanting to talk about the content for this channel and maybe what you guys want to see, things that I want to do. So for this buy stop today, while I'm here, we're going to talk about what we've already done with this podcast and what I would like to do in the future with this podcast. Then I want to take a moment to kind of, ask you, the audience at home, is there any segments? I know this isn't a super segmented podcast, but is that something that you guys would be interested in seeing? Maybe seeing more structured shows, or maybe seeing like, hey, can you have a segment in your show? Maybe not doing a whole segment thing, but maybe you have just one segment where it's like, we all want to hear about this one thing. It's not like a super structured podcast by any means. I don't like to do that because I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm just a guy, and I have this microphone, and I just press record, whatever. See, I'm rambling. Okay, we're going to get ourselves back on track here. Buy stop. We're here. We'll get to everything, okay? Just trust me. In front of me right now, I have a document, because this is what I'll do. If I have a mic and a camera, I'll go for days. First off, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into this podcast every week. Like I said before, I'm just a guy with this mic and a camera, and we don't got the best gear in the world. We're not backed by any company. We're not backed by anybody. We're not getting paid for this. We're just having conversations about the activity that we love to talk about, the activity that I love, the activity I grew up in. And we're all doing this because we love the conversations. This is genuinely like, I love getting to sit down every week with the people I've had on this podcast, and I get to listen to all these stories. I get to find out new things about the activity that I love to hear about. And it feels so cool because I've been out of the activity for what feels like forever, even though it's been just like a couple of years. But even being out of the cycle for a couple of years makes you feel like you've just been away from it forever. So it's been really cool to hear people's stories. And it's fun because every single week I come into this thing and I'm like, oh no, like, how am I going to talk about this thing? Like, it's been, lately with the whole, like, every other week releasing, which is kind of where I want to start off in this video, is the addressing that kind of out of the gate. It's nothing serious. I just want to address it. But, like, when things like that happen and it's every other week releases, it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, like, I haven't talked about this thing in a week or two. I have other things, just like you guys at home. I don't know if you guys are eating your lunch right now, just like me, like an iPad kid. We all watch YouTube on our lunch breaks. If you are, I'm proud to sponsor your lunch break, bro. Listen, if you're listening to me on your lunch break, I'm proud to have provided the entertainment for today. It's been really cool because, like I said, when you have these every other week releases, you do other things in your life. There's other things that I have to take care of. I just turned 23. Like, there's so much that comes with that and getting older and becoming an adult. kind of just finding your way in this world. There's so much to learn. There's so much that you do. I don't even know if that made sense. It's just, it's so much of adult life. It's just like, oh my God. It's just finding out new things every single week. And so I take it day by day, and I hope at the end of the day that you guys just enjoyed this. And seeing that so many of you have has been the reason why I'm like, damn, this is working out. This is really cool. I've had multiple moments where I've looked at, the guys who helped me out edit this podcast, and I'm just like, oh my God. Like, sometimes I'm just like, bro, I can't believe this is actually working. Like, I can't believe that people actually like this, because this was just a dumb idea for me the day after finals, and I was just like, why isn't there something like this? What if I could do it? Me, little old me, I could do it. I can talk. And I had no idea ever in my life that I was going to be a podcaster. I listened to maybe like 2 or 3 podcasts. So the idea of me doing this, setting up a mic and talking into a camera. I mean, when I used to do my video assignments for drum corps, I used to record for hours because I would be so like a perfectionist about everything. And now I sit here and do the shit I did in the beginning of this video where I'm just like, I don't even care, and put it in the video because I don't care. All in all, to say that thank you guys for watching this podcast. Seriously, it means the world that I just, I go through the week, I prep these questions. I want to find a story for everybody, because if you've like stayed with us every single episode, everyone has a unique story. Everyone has a unique path that they've taken to get to this point. And I think that's why this is so cool. I think that's why we're doing something that nobody else is. And that's pretty cool. So I just want to say thank you guys. Let's get into the agenda finally. Addressing kind of the whole editor situation and the kind of releasing every other week situation. After episode 18 with Matt Eze, we recorded that on a Saturday, and it was great because we talked for like 5 hours. That was great. It was super fun, like great conversation. I really miss Eze, so that was just super fun to get to do. I love that. I took that week off after that because I was like, we recorded on Saturday. Usually it takes us like a couple days to get this podcast edited up. Yeah. But yeah, it usually takes a couple days, like 2-3 days to get this podcast from, recorded to edited to uploaded. It's like a 4-day turnaround from that. So like once I knew we were recording on Saturday and how long we talked for, I was like, all right, let's take a break. This is that would be a like pain in the ass turnaround for the upload, the prepping of the next one, all of that. So I was like, all right, let's just wait. So we take the week off, and then episode 19, as you guys know, was Eric's last episode, our editor who started the podcast with us. It was his last episode, so I was like, oh, damn. Well, we got to do it the next one, right? We got to do another one with him for the last one. So we were able to get episode 19 with him for the last one. And then after that, we have to find a new editor because he's like, this is the last one for sure that I can do. And I was like, damn, I knew it was coming. Yeah, I was not ready, bro. I was not ready for that, man. Still, just take this time. I'm going to take this time again to say thank you to Eric again for helping us edit this podcast for the first... When did we start this podcast? We started it on September 3rd, 2023. And he helped us all the way until February 28th. Golly, boss. First 5 months of this podcast was with Eric. And God bless Eric, bro. Jeez, man. Seriously, without Eric, I don't think this podcast got off the ground at all. The way that we started this podcast was totally like me and Grant, who does the thumbnails. You've seen him in the videos. He's been here. Or at least you've heard his voice in the videos. But, yeah, first 2 episodes, it was me and Grant. Like, I recorded them, and then, like, I would say I'm editing the audio while he's editing the video, and then I would find my own edits, and then he would do this. We didn't even realize that you should just edit it together or just, like, put it together. We didn't even know how to do this. I was like, I'll take the audio, you take the video. And we would end up with 2 different things every time. So we'd be like, We have to kind of, we didn't know what we were doing at all. So Eric came in and saved our fucking lives. And we were like, bro, thank God. Because it looks so good. So again, shout out to Eric Booth. Go check out his website. It's in the description of every video. I'll put it in this one. Go check out his website. The man's working for Peloton now. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. Eric Booth, shout out to you. Thank you so much for everything you've done for this podcast. It's kind of why the release schedule has kind of been the way it's been. Just trying to find a new editor after episode 19. And with that, I want to get to my next point, which is thank you to everybody who reached out for the editor position. It means a lot that as many people reached out as they did. I was really surprised by it. I thought I was just going to put the post out and, you know, maybe I would get 2 or 3 people that responded and that was kind of be the end of it. But to see how many people reached out and really wanted to like help out with this podcast because they had watched it or had just seen it somewhere and they supported it and they wanted to help out, that means the world to me because like, bro, we don't have a lot of subscribers. We're not backed by anybody special. There's no budget for this thing. Like, we're not high tech. Like, somebody on TikTok definitely commented like a couple weeks ago. Oh, I don't have it in front of me. They commented a quote and they're like, dude, let's make a shitty podcast with even shittier mics. And I was like, bro, let's do it. Cause I'm like, yeah, let's fucking, what do you mean? Watch episode 1 of this podcast. What do you expect when you hop on to watch a video here? Like, I'm not coming with $600 equipment trying to like, you know, like it's just not, I don't got that. I'm not big balling like that. Okay. I don't have bags like that. All right. We got the iPhone recording me right now, which is a great camera. Let's just keep it a buck. Shout out, no free shout out. And then I'm recording off of my laptop. I'm going to record my audio into GarageBand. I'm going to fucking upload it and it's going to look like everybody, like, just work with what you got, okay? Before I move on, again, just kind of getting back into it, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched. Again, just saying a big thank you because we've done 20 episodes so far. We've gotten to talk to some of the coolest people in the activity, some of the coolest people I've gotten to march with. We've gotten to talk to Joey Teixeira, who was a lead trumpet soloist this past summer with the Blue Devils. We got to talk to Matthew Ida, who started up Drum Corps Link. You know what I'm saying. Go check out the episode. Listen, the guy's great. He's a current member marching this summer. We get to have the fucking CEO of DCI on this podcast. The new CEO, like a week into his job. Which I saw DCI did an interview like 2 months later. What's up? That's all I'm saying. I'm kidding. We got to have the CEO on this small podcast. We got to have a 35-minute interview. What the fuck? That's sick. That's super sick. We got to have Keith Ty on. Just all of these incredible people. Andrew Reeder, Julia Robles in this last episode. Like, these incredible people who not only marched in the activity. We've had people on who just marched the activity and aren't in it anymore. But, you know, we've had people who marched in it and now teach in it and are a part of the future of this activity, and getting to hear from them and just kind of hear their perspective on things has been the coolest thing ever. And I want to keep doing that. And I want to get to later in this little video, which I'm not going to hopefully ramble for too much longer, but later down the line in the video, I kind of want to talk about what I want to do in the future, as well as just talk about, you know, what we've covered, whatever. So next thing I want to talk about is what I want to do this summer. It's March 16th as we're recording this right now. And we need ideas. We need new ideas always because, excuse me, golly, let me take a drink here. Allergy season is happening. The podcast has started and that's all great. And I love it. And that's great. We can do a podcast every week. That's cool. But after a while, it definitely on my end started to feel like a little repetitive. So like, I've been trying to find new ways to kind of branch out and do something new. It's kind of hard because like, it's just me who's like doing the things and I got my guys helping me out, like thumbnail editing. That's great. But to take all the time and still be an adult in the world, it's hard to like find that time and energy to really find new segment ideas or just new ideas overall. They kind of just will come to me throughout the day, but never a moment to really sit and take it. So I kind of want to do that here because I've been cooking with this idea. I've been fucking cooking with this idea lately that I want to do. And I want to talk about, for this summer, I want to do a performer series. And I don't have a name for it yet. And I don't have like a logo and name, but I want to do it. And I'll have a name for it that'll be cool. And like, I'll get Grant to make a sick ass logo for it. But I want to do this performer summer series, basically. And I kind of just want to call it like the summer series. And I want to follow 5 active performers in the community right now, and I want to follow them over the summer. So I think we'll still try to do some of the podcast over the summer, still try to do some episodes, but they won't be every week. We'll be during the summer. So tour will start happening, which means we want to get out to those shows. I want to get out to these shows. I want to go out. I want to see the shows. I want to get some content while I'm out there. So like, best believe I will be popping out at a couple shows. I have no idea where yet, but I will be out at some shows. With that said, performer series, what kind of is this? So I've realized, as we've already had some current members on the podcast, current members of the activity on the podcast, in Benjamin Smith and Matthew Ida. Those are 2 guys right there who are going to be marching like on tour this summer. So that's phenomenal. That's great. Those are the people who we want to hear from, as well as the people who have taught or have marched the activity recently, or just overall. We want to hear from everybody. But it's really cool to hear as a member-based podcast from the members who are doing it right now. So I want to create a series for over the summer following 5 performers, which means we need 3 left. So what this will kind of entail is that, my kind of idea, as I'm spitballing here on camera, is that I want to do this thing where we kind of do like, maybe more videos like these, where I kind of just bring us back as like a welcome back to the podcast, but welcome back to like summer series edition. And I'll start us off and we'll check back in with all 5 of our performers, like maybe every other couple weeks or every other week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like every other week, check back in with them, see what they've been up to, see like what their experience has been like. Again, this is all like brainstorming, but it's an idea that I've had that I want to try. And it'll be super quick check-ins. Like, we're not going to do the full podcast because you're busy. Obviously, the people are busy. So, but I want to have a series following 5 members over the summer, kind of checking in on them like every other week, doing like a 5 to 10 minute check-in, just something where we got an interview with them on the phone, checking in on how they're doing. Maybe we could get a nugget for what they got with the show coming, because we can be like the secret outlet and you can tell us what the show is before you announce it. I've been trying to get people who are like out on like tour, like who are going to be on staff or performing this summer. I'm trying to bait everybody into telling me secrets. Tell me your show. That's all I got. Performer summer series, Super Soakers. Summer series, it will be happening this summer. We're going to be following 5 people, following their experience over tour, just doing little check-ins. I want to do something like that. So with that, that kind of segues into my next part of this video, which is, what would you guys like to see in the future? And it kind of ties to the summer series because, we need 3 more people to follow in this series. So if you at home right now who are watching this, you're going to be with a group this summer performing, reach out. I plan to do something where, I know a lot of drum corps people. The world is very small, so it's very easy to know a lot of people in the community to begin with, but I don't know everybody. So I want to do, just to reach out to, so we can reach everybody. I want to create one of those like little Google answer sheet links kind of deal where, we'll click the link on our like YouTube page or all our social pages, whatever. Click the link. Like if I don't directly know you type stuff, like click the link, fill out with your name, where you've marched, maybe a fun story in there or something. And like, if this works out and people fill that out and turn that in and we, as a team kind of see this and we look over and we're like, oh, a lot of people reached out. I already have my people that I know I want to reach out to for an interview. But again, you, the audience, as the people who will be watching it, like let me know if there's somebody you want to see on the program, or if there's somebody, that's why I think I want to make that Google Sheet as well. So that's tying into the performer series. If you watching this video right now are marching with somebody this summer and you want to get on, I'll be making that link. That's what I'm doing it. I guess I'm doing it. Fill out the link, fill out, I'll do something like name, where you marched, fun story. Boom. And we'll go from there. A last little thing here is, like I talked about kind of in the beginning, this podcast isn't super segmented, if that's the right word. It's not super structured. There's not a structure or a segment-based kind of deal to this. It's just kind of like we start, we have a conversation. I've been told it's kind of like a Joe Rogan kind of deal, which, hey, sure. I'm just being a shit. Yeah, I just wanted to know from you guys, is that something you guys might like to see in the future? Is that a problem right now that it's not really structured? It's kind of just, here we go. I kind of structure it, but I just don't tell you. Like, if you notice, like, they start off, and then within the first 5 minutes, we're finding out who the person is, and then they're kind of 10-minute segments of, let's take them through the beginning of their career, then to the end, and then to post-career, whatever that means, teaching or whatever, and then we reflect and we wrap it up. It's not just put right in front of your face, but it definitely can be. But God damn it! Segments. Yeah, if you want to see new segments, let me know if that's something you guys want to see. If you guys want to see a more structured show, something like that. I'm trying to make shorter episodes. I'm not going to lie to the people that might be coming on in the future. It's not you, it's me. It's totally me, because I want to have shorter episodes so that it's easier for my editor to edit the podcast, so we can keep doing these on a weekly basis, so we can keep getting them out to you guys. If you guys want to see segments, drop segment ideas, because I think about them. I have one actually right now that I thought about before recording. So if you guys have segment ideas of stuff you want to hear about, every episode, be like, I want this segment of the podcast, whatever, cool. I have a segment idea, and we could call it bus battles. Like a bus battle segment where we can debate, 5 topics within drum corps. We call that the bus battle segment of the week. Boom. I can do that. I haven't done that so far, and I dropped my cap. But I don't know if that's ever been a problem to you guys, but if it is, let me know. And I can see if I can, start doing segments, because, that sounds fun to me too. I wanted to go out today. It's fucking Saturday and it's beautiful out there. I'm wrapping it up. I'm wrapping this shit up. I want to go get a coffee. I want to talk about every drum corps that we've covered and the drum corps we haven't covered yet. In no particular order. I'm just going top to bottom here. These are all the corps I've covered. I'm challenging myself right now. I have to cover all of these drum corps and people who have either taught at them or marched at them before the end of May. I will be covering the rest of these drum corps I haven't listed. So the drum corps we have talked about and covered from the people. We have covered the Blue Devils. We've talked about Blue Knights. We've talked about Boston Crusaders. We've talked about Carolina Crown, I think literally every other episode or every episode. We've covered the Cavaliers. We've covered the Colts. We've covered Genesis. We've covered... Did we cover Scouts? I don't think we've covered Scouts. No, not covered Scouts. We've covered Mandarins before. We've covered Music City. Now Pacific Crest in this past episode with Julia Robles. Also Phantom finally in this past podcast with Julia Robles. Santa Clara Vanguard the past 2 episodes. We have not talked about Cascades. We did talk about Spirit of Atlanta in a couple episodes. One most recently talking about their 2023 season with Matthew Ize. Go check that out. And then Troopers. Yeah, so we have also talked about them as well in this podcast. And the corps that we haven't covered. So that leaves on this podcast, we have not covered the Academy, the Blue Stars, the Blue Coats, the Crossmen, Jersey Surf, and Madison Scouts, and the Seattle Cascades. I don't think we'll ever cover the Seattle. I'm kidding. We will most definitely cover them. I just don't think I remember anybody who actually went and marched out there. I think I might know one. Dallin. Don't put that out there. I think he'd be a really good story. He does. He has a really good story. Holy shit. We should have him on. I need to cover 6 corps by the end of May. I need to cover everybody so I can say I've talked about everybody. Okay? So with that, hey, if you're from that core, you teach at that core, whatever, when I make that Google link and I put it in the description of this video, go fill that out. Let me know who you are, whether you've marched or taught, and you want to be on the podcast. Tell me a fun story about your time in the activity. We will get you on the podcast. We're going to talk about your drum corps. We're going to talk about everybody in this podcast. We're not going to be top 5. We're not going to be top 3, top 2, top 1. We're talking about everybody on this podcast. Everybody's getting a fair shake. From the kid who finished in 22nd, all right? We're all getting a fair shake. Thank you guys so much again for watching this silly-ass podcast with me, my dumb ass, doing this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Seriously, like, it's super fun to do. I have so much fun doing it. Like, this is the best part, is getting to talk to you guys, getting to talk to the other people. It's fun doing these interviews. That's the best part. It's everything else that's hard. Like, that is so hard in a fucking podcast, but this is the best part. It's why I love doing it. It's why I put up with all the other stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to wrap out here. So I need to cover 6 more cores. Fill out the link. Let me know who you are. We're going to get you on the podcast. Number 2, Performer Summer Series. We need 3 more people on the podcast. 2 to 3. You know what? 2 to 3. More people, so everyone fill it out. I need 2 to 3 more people for that summer series. If you want to be covered on the summer series on this podcast throughout the summer, fill out the link. Let me know who you are. That's number 2. Cores, summer series, future segments. Do you guys want to see those? If you want to see my show structured, give me a hell yeah. Hell yeah. Number 4 is thank you for 20 episodes and listening to this podcast. Thank you again. It's been 20 fantastic episodes. We've had great people on this podcast. We're going to keep having great people on this podcast. We're going to keep doing great fucking things on this podcast. I want to keep putting out content every week. And I want to keep doing the every other week thing. I miss you guys. I miss talking to you guys. I miss talking to my friends. I miss talking to my people. So content will be coming out every week. I'm going to try my best. And if I don't, boo me. Boo me in the comment section. If you don't like it, boo me. All right, guys, seriously, I know I've been a goof here at the end, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching the podcast, listening, whatever you do for the podcast. Thank you guys again. This has been Buy Stop number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. And wait, 1 second. Wait. No, I can't play it. Play that. Play me out. Play me out with that theme. I'm using that theme for this episode now. Play me out. Ready? 3, 2, 1.